Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RenderTechnician and welcome to another episode of RenderTech Classic. We're going to be playing PopGoes for this one, because I've recently played the nights 1 to 5 and unlocked a 6th night, and I want to give my overview of what I think of the game. So PopGoes, it's quite low, we'll set those to quite low, and I want to show you guys stone. So I'm going to set Stone and Blake to 10, so they'll be reasonably hardish. So I've been waiting for this game to come out for around about a year, ever since I did my Let's Plays of Five Nights at Chum Bucket. I've pretty much been waiting around about the time, so around late 2011. And I want to say that there are some things in this game I really like. As you can see here, the presentation of the game is very good. I'm going to say there are some things I don't like. I'm not a big fan of a panic meter. I think it's a bit too much, if that makes sense. So you've got the anything that happens out of the ordinary. So say for example, looking at the monitor, looking at the animatronics. Increases the panic meter, and obviously if that gets too high, well, you have a hallucination and you die, or whatever. I think it makes it too difficult, if that makes sense. So you're then limited at when you can look at the cameras, and there may be times when you need to look at the cameras because PopGoes is about to 3D print the leg of Toy Bonnie or an arm, and then you've got the Badger. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. The Badger will maybe be in Cam 7, and you can see you got a light there, so you have to hit a red light, then hit that, and when it comes. And I just initiated that accidentally, and you'll see when we pan left, the first time I saw that gave me such a jump. Alright, so now we need to look here. So you see, when it goes to a certain point, it turns yellow. I'm going to keep an eye on him. Okay, that's fine. It turns yellow, and then it will start to flicker and turn red. If it turns, there's two kinds of red. There's like a deep red, where the screen will start to flash. And then when it gets to like the lighter red, you've pretty much had it. And then one of the animatronics gets you, but again it depends on who you see. So if you see the Badger will attack you, or if any of these guys get you, then they'll show up. You've also got the venting system, so if they get through here, you have to obviously stop them with the heating system. Which we thankfully don't have to put up with, because they're not really that powerful. But if you go and watch my Let's Plays, you'll see that. They will, literally you'll see a hand come down, and it'll grab your remote, which pretty much, it means you're completely vulnerable to everybody. Okay, he's back there, right, blue. Hit for yellow. I quite like that, so you have to push a button and then call him. I think that's quite cool, and I love how he just stands there like, yes, can I help you? And I think that means that somebody's on their way, or at least somebody's moving, or I think he was trying to move. Let's see if I can get the panic to go up a bit more. I don't think I can. So yeah, he's sitting at one of those desks, which I think is really cool, and then he obviously moves. You've got the Crow, who's outside. Again, the mechanics for this game are quite good. I do still think it's a bit too unbalanced. I think the either the AI needs to be nerfed, or I think the panic needs to be nerfed. I did actually talk to a developer about this, and he said that no, the AI doesn't need to be nerfed. You're only supposed to make it by the skin of your arse, basically. That was his response anyway. So the developer said that you're supposed to make it, but only just. And when these guys get like a 3D printed part of his body animatronic, they put it behind you where my mouse cursor is. And there's obviously you've got the 2 legs, the 2 hands, the body, and the head. So you've got 6 parts. So if you fail 6 times, that's pretty much it. You're gone for. And obviously, you saw there, if your panic goes too high, then that happens. I'm going to see if I can get this crow to move, because that's quite cool to look at. Obviously, I've got to keep an eye on here, because of that badger who's just there. I think he wanted to move. Yes, look, he's moving. That's pretty cool, actually. So, the whole story and premise of this game is you don't have a dedicated office, you're in one of the internet cafes. Now, when I first saw the game, I didn't actually know this was a window, but if you move over to camera, let's go to camera 7 and just get rid of him. If you go to cam 10, you can actually see that that's the view outside, and this crow, who is actually a crow and not a poorly designed Chico ripoff, even though he's got no feathers and the wrong consistency, but hey ho, that's actually outside, and you can actually see the sort of like the Foley lampposts outside, so it's pretty cool. I definitely think it would have been cooler if there could maybe be a like a more depth perspective, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that's a static image with just a single image pasted on, or whether that's this part here, so this part from that edge to that edge is basically empty space and there's an image behind it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an image behind it. How are we doing for that? Badger's leaving again. Oh, he is very active. And again, I set their AI to really, really low, so maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have showed you guys what they were kind of like. But again, you can see that in the full playthrough. And so the idea of the system is, say, for example, right, so that's flashed to red, but you push that. And hold on, I'll let the panic go up. Say, for example, PopGoes will normally appear in this room here. And then he'll disappear. What I would like to see is, say he's standing outside this door here, he would go into cam 1. I just gotta let this calm down. So say he's in behind this door here, it would be able to show where he's going to go, so you know what to keep an eye out for. Because at the moment, when PopGoes leaves cam 4, he can either go through into 6, 3, 1, 2 and 5, and obviously when he's about to print a part, it's not exactly great having to search around very, very quickly. And sometimes the panic AI glitches out as well, so it doesn't do it incrementally like it should. It just, what's the word called? It does it all in one go, but then if the crow decides to move, then you've had it basically. But in terms of visual design, I really like this game. I think it's definitely one of the most visually pleasing Five Nights at Freddy's games out there. Yes, hello. Would I say it's better than something like Five Nights at Candy's? I wouldn't say it's better than, but I would say that it was on par with Five Nights at Candy's. Obviously, you're never this close to the animatronics in Five Nights at Candy's. You're always behind a screen, unless the animatronics are, you know, in the office. So I think it's quite good. How the developers laid this out. Obviously, a lot of thought has gone into how everything works. So the animatronics can never harm you directly, with the exception technically of Crow, who will sometimes show up on the camera if your panic is high. I'm going to just see if we can get our panic high so we can make him appear. He appears more often if you have the yellow as opposed to the red. There you go. He lied to you. So I think these are quite good. And I'm trying to get this as high as possible so we can start getting some spooks. You don't need that phone. It's very helpful, Crow. So that's the idea. You get if it gets too high, you'll hallucinate. Okay, that's PopGoes. Again, it's a very good Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. It's one of the best I've seen. Mechanically, I do still argue that it needs a bit of tinkering, but on the whole, the developers done a very good job at recreating the atmosphere of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. Okay, well that was this episode of RenderTech Classic. Hope you liked the video. Like it if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and comment if you disliked it so I know what to improve on the future. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much for making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe, like and share this with all your friends. And if you're feeling really generous, maybe donate a couple of bucks to our Patreon. It really helps me run the channel, and 90% of the funds we raise gets recycled back in. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.